Every morning, Ignatius Quince looked at his reflection in the mirror, and he liked what he saw. After all, he was a child genius. He had never failed. If there was an Olympic event for academic awesomeness, well, Ignatius Quince would sweep the contest. He was perfect. He knew everything. Everything except maybe the person who was sitting next to him in class. Mable Syrup. Even though Mable Syrup had sat next to him for nearly a year, Ignatius Quince hardly acknowledged her. For Ignatius Quince, receiving the top score was more important than taking time and talking to people. Every year, the school held a science fair. Ignatius Quince, being the genius he was, had won it for the last 5 years, and according to him, this year was going to be no exception. Ignatius Quince was going to build the most stupendous experiment ever. The day of the science fair arrived, and Ignatius Quince sat his awe-inspiring experiment next to Mable Syrup's. Mable Syrup wished Ignatius Quince the best of luck, but anticipation blinded him, and he didn't answer. As the judges stopped at Mable Syrup's experiment, Ignatius Quince began to get ready. So many tubes and pieces were connected in the experiment, only Ignatius Quince knew what they were for and where they went. As the judges approached, smoke, then sparks, began to engulf his project. Suddenly, there was a loud bang! And as the dust settled, Ignatius Quince was found in a pile of tubes. Ignatius Quince, for the first time, had not only failed, but felt embarrassed and alone. A hand reached down through the tubes to help. It was Mable Syrup's. As Ignatius Quince and Mable Syrup packed up his experiment together, they talked. Now every morning Ignatius Quince looks at his reflection in the mirror. He knows that he has something more important than perfection, a friend in Mable Syrup. If there is a moral to this tale, it is then that it is better to have a friend than be perfect and know everything.